Thanks, Mr. Atkinson, for being the best math teacher I've ever had. Way to blow it up.
Thanks, Ms. Bradley, for helping us make college a little bit easier and not being so scared about the future.
Thank you, Ms. Bournemouth, for being an awesome leadership advisor.
Thanks, Ms. Bradburn, for being the only reason I'm passing math class.
Thank you, Ms. Breckner, for all your help.
Thank you, Mr. Bray, for being our English teacher.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Brave, for keeping us intrigued in our books that we read in English.
Thank you, Mr. Bowman, for always making me interested in English class and making things fun and hands-on.
Thank you, Mr. Burke. Thanks for being such an excellent role model.
Thanks, Mrs. Carlson, for getting me through Great Expectations.
Thanks, Mrs. Chosen, for helping us get all superiors and helping us make a great CD.
Mr. Dahl, thank you for your great physical education and how it has progressed me to be very involved. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Deppner-Hovey, for being such a good teacher and really making me enjoy learning history more.
Thank you, Mr. Fisher, for being awesome and for all the wonderful things you do to make our school run efficiently.
Shishia Galasher for teaching us and being an awesome teacher.
Thank you, Ms. Gravel, for being so supportive and dedicated to Student Senate.
Thanks, Miss Harms, for doing all of our costumes for the musical and the play. You're really awesome.
Thank you, Ms. Hensley, for encouraging me to try new things and continuously advancing my art skills.
Thank you, Mr. Hebert, for beating me into understanding history.
Thanks, Mr. Hokinson, for spending countless hours, minutes, seconds, and all that stuff with me after school, before school, during school, and really all the time to help me out with physics.
Thank you, Mr. Humbert, for letting me paint in your room.
Thank you, Mr. Cater, for making us feel like we're part of something bigger than the school.
And you're going to leave a lasting impression on us.
I'd like to thank Mr. Kimball for being a great teacher and doing all the great things that he does for the Moundos Tonka.
Thank you, Coach Gill, for being a great and inspiring coach. Thanks for always keeping your classroom door unlocked.
Thanks, Mr. Peter, for being a fun and inspiring teacher.
Thank you, Ms. Landon, for being so considerate of everyone in class, and we love you.
Thanks, Ms. Larson, for making choir such an enjoyable experience.
Thank you, Mr. Leclerc, for teaching us how to build bottle rockets.
Thank you, Miss Lenz, for being the coolest teacher in the world.
Thank you, Mr. Lenz, for having such a positive attitude every single day in the classroom.
Thanks, Mrs. Loveson, for helping me with my homework.
And being a savage.
Thanks, Prof. Lingby, for always being there and always teaching me things that will work inside and outside of the classroom.
Thank you, Prof. Renee, for all the hard work and dedication you bring to our class.
Thank you, Miss Morinville, for making every day in class fun.
Thank you, Mr. Mustang, for being an awesome coach.
Ms. O'Gara, thank you for being so supportive and motivating me through volleyball.
Thank you, Mrs. Paul, for helping us be prepared for the AP Calculus exam.
Thank you, Mr. Paul, for your upbeat attitude in the mornings.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson, for being a great DECA advisor.
Thank you, Ms. Schilling, for being such a fun teacher at a TA4 and teaching me new life lessons every day.
Thank you, Mrs. Schwartz, for motivating me to do my sports.
Thank you, Mrs. Simonson, for being an awesome DECA advisor and teaching us about real-world experiences.
Thanks, Sobiak, for always having a story in class.
Thank you, Mrs. Strother, for being such a wonderful art teacher and teaching me lots about art.
Thank you, Mr. Swenson, for being a great teacher.
Thank you, Mrs. Tremblay, for being funny
And helping me with my writing.
Thanks, Mrs. Van Dyke, for always making us feel better.
Thank you, Mr. Roshinsky, for being a very supportive language arts teacher, helping me a lot with my writing and reading.
Thank you, Mr. Wardle, for making stupid jokes and making us laugh.